Jamaica's gone through what I can call one of its worst periods. Our infrastructure has been severely compromised. St. Elizabeth is the breadbasket of the country, and that has taken a beating. The entire Jamaica has felt the brunt of Melissa.
So sad. Hurricane Melissa has left dozens dead and widespread destruction across Cuba, Haiti, and Jamaica. Landslides blocking in homes and main roads where the streets have been reduced to mud pits. Michael Yoshida reports as the entire country of Jamaica is declared a disaster area.
Jamaica devastated by Hurricane Melissa.
Hospitals have been affected, schools have been affected, police stations, fire stations.
The massive storm causing extensive damage to the southwestern part of the island.
In our breadbasket, where our economy depends heavily on agriculture, that parish is devastated. The capital of St. Elizabeth, Black River, has been totally destroyed.
More than 75% of Jamaica public service customers across the country were without power Tuesday, with thousands of people filling emergency shelters. Around 25,000 tourists also still stranded with major airports closed.
I was just in pure survival mode. Make sure my kids are, and my wife and my parents and my aunt just have step 1, step 2, step 3 of if this happens, we're doing this. If this happens, we're doing this. It didn't come to that. Other places aren't so fortunate.
Cuba also suffering, quote, significant damage, according to the country's president, with the government saying overflowing rivers cut off more than 140,000 people from the rest of the island. And in Haiti, 25 people killed when a flooded river burst its banks, a local mayor said. Now other countries, including the Bahamas, bracing for impacts as Melissa continues to move through the Atlantic. Wednesday, the United Kingdom deploying more than $3 million in emergency humanitarian funding to aid the recovery of Caribbean islands battered by the storm. The United States also committing recovery and rescue teams to the area. In Washington, Michael Yoshida.
Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morris is tracking the latest on Melissa's path, including where the hurricane is headed and how strong it is, Ryan.
Yeah, at least it's falling off, it's weakening, and that is because it made a second landfall this morning. So we all know about the Category 5 landfall yesterday. That was in Jamaica. Category 3 landfall today. It was in the early morning hours for parts of Cuba. Minimum pressure was down to 952 millibars, maximum winds of 120 miles an hour. Here's the latest on Hurricane Melissa. So maximum winds are now back to 90 miles an hour, 974 millibars. It's going through the Bahamas. Category 1 storm continues to weaken, and it's racing away. So not much concern left over from this storm outside maybe more areas in the Bahamas and parts of Bermuda, but it is not going to be a threat to the U.S. coastline as it's pulling off to the north and east. Yesterday, we were mentioning the historical perspective when it comes to Melissa. It's the strongest landfalling hurricane on record in the Atlantic Basin, and it's the third strongest ever at any point during a hurricane's journey, because you go back to Wilma and Gilbert. Wilma was in 2005. It reached a peak strength low pressure of 882 millibars. That was in the ocean. Same thing with Gilbert, 888 millibars, I should say, in the middle of the Caribbean. And then you had Melissa. That peak strength was right up to landfall. What all these storms have in common is that they were in the Caribbean. So a lot of records shattered with Melissa, and we're going to continue to hear about those in the coming days.